Dang, the Wi-Fi is terrible. We'll have people coming back here in a second. It is unfortunate. Wait for everyone to start coming back in here. Welcome anyone else joining back. We had a Wi-Fi interruption, unfortunately. Wait for everyone else to come back. All right, so we got TJ back. It seems like Diana's having troubles. This happened last time when I was doing a live stream. It got interrupted. I'm not sure what's up with Michigan's Wi-Fi services. We'll wait for some other folks to come back before we continue on. All right, I think we got Diana back in here too now. We'll still wait. Yeah, my apologies, everyone. Like I said, I need to eventually invest in some better gear for live streaming. But for now, this is how it'll have to be. Need to get this sticker off. Why can't they just have bins that are sticker free? Let's see if I can get this one off. There we go. All right, well, I think we got Diana back and stuff. We got TJ. So I think I'll just continue onward. Diana, are you there? Because I was going to show you this colony. I didn't want you to miss out on it. Get back in your enclosure, Eurycotis, please. All right. So this is for TJ as well because he's not a fan of Eurycotis floridana, which deeply upsets me when I heard about it because I was asking him if he wanted some. This is how prolific this species can get. This is a 20 quart bin, so it's not super large, but you can only imagine the sheer size that colonies could get to. You can also cohab them with some native species like Venezillo pisum, Everglades, Florida, which actually bioluminesce under blacklight, I think. But yeah, very beautiful species, very large, just fun to keep. Like, look at how red they are. So, please, Diana and TJ, start keeping them. They're amazing. They make good feeders too. I've been using them for the frogs. A lot of people say don't use roaches even when they have defensal secretions, and I've been using harlequin roaches for stuff, and I've had no issues. So, I don't know if some animals are more pickier about it, but I've had no troubles feeding roaches to animals, or amphibians, I should say, even though they have the defense secretions that they can spray. Although I did get sprayed by Eurycotis lixa the other week, and that was not fun. Smelled terrible. That could be true, but I feed adults and nymphs to the frogs and whatnot, so I don't know. Because I was talking to Kyle over the summer when I was at his place, and he said that was pretty shocking, too, that the frogs were even taking them. And he thought it was pretty funny, so. We got another Eurycotis. But also, I do feed, it's the White's tree frogs, and those guys are very malicious for food. So they would probably eat a rock if you put it in front of them. So I guess that doesn't help the case either. This is Eurycotis biolii, or CF biolii. I think they are most definitely biolii, but that doesn't stand for much looking back in the roach hobby of previous mistakes. And I'm cohabbing. Oh, looks like there might be a slime mold in here. Oh, what's up, Tennyson? We got Tennyson in here. We finally got some Utah folks. Or not Utah folks. We got Western folks, I should say. I'm cohabbing these with the Cubaris species white pigeon. Another lovely Eurycotis. And these and my other Eurycotis from Golfito are doing well. Oh, TJ, if you're listening, speaking of the Golfito locality, I'm still confused. Because when I talked to Mad Dog, which was the collector, they said one locality came from Golfito and one came from Uvita, or Uvita, which is what I have labeled right there. Yeah, I can keep a lot of my stuff really dry. You can tell just by looking, but the air humidity right now is 38% in here. I don't even know what the roach enclosures are. It's probably more towards 50. Yeah, but so that's why Kyle was just labeling them both Golfito, because he's a little he's a lazy roach keeper nowadays. Well, then whenever I start releasing them or send them to Tennyson and stuff, because I know he probably wants some. Yeah, so the strawberry ones is what I've been nicknaming them. I know I told you about that. These ones are from Uvita. Uh, and then actually I'm still confused because the other one, the larger species came from Monte Verde, which is not even close to Golfito. So I'm still a little stumped. I need to talk to Kyle and um Mad Dog about it more in depth. They have strawberry flavored roaches. No, I've just nicknamed them strawberry roach because they look very bright red under light. This doesn't show it very well in this camera, but I have some pretty good photos on my Instagram showing it. For being a locality snob, he really messed it up with the Golfitos. Yeah, he's also behind on a lot of other locality stuff. I don't know what's going on in that dude's life. This is Eurycotis Desipines. I have to redo their setup because I threw in this species of Porcelionides, and I kind of regret it because there's just hundreds now. The Eurycotis seem to be doing fine without it, just not as prolific as they probably could be. But very pretty. I love my Eurycotis. They're definitely one of my favorite genuses. And I think I also need to keep these more humid, but I think the Porcelionides is the main issue in here. So I'll probably redo that over, probably here soon. I am supposed to meet up with Kyle here in the next few weeks because I got to see his puppies. I wanted to see those in person. Oh, and Tennyson and TJ, just to keep you in the loop, I am getting my hands on a female Macropenestias, thanks to Kyle. His buddy had a spare one. I wasn't doing anything with them. It's gonna cost a pretty penny of $350 US, but it's whatever. It's I think it's 1 or 2 molts away from adulthood, so it's a decent bargain. And to get a hand on another female like that is going to be very hard to come across, so I'm just going to take it. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I should have no troubles breeding them, but we'll see. I have to spread out. I'm taking the care tips for this species from Alan. He said that the first few instars of nymphs will starve themselves out because they have a hard time finding food. And the adults will fight nymphs for food, so that's why I like to spread out little chunks for them. Because I was having nymphs die off for a while until I started doing such. Right here we have Elliptorhina levigata. I really need to get these guys a little bit more humid. Their enclosure is drying out a lot quicker than I'd like. Very beautiful species. I did have Illuma calata in here, but I think it's just been getting too dry that they're not doing well. And there's also, I threw in my Compsodies from TJ in here to see if I can get them to mature quicker. But these guys are very beautiful hissers. Yeah, it definitely looks like the Illuma have died out completely. Oh, I guess I do have a mature Compsodies. Right there, there's a mature one. I don't know if males and females are winged. But man, that took a while. I don't even know if they'll breed in this style of setup since of how dry it is, but I don't know. All right, so then I have an adult male. I'm not sure about females. They're in here somewhere. After this bin, I'm gonna run and grab a drink of some water. Throat's getting a little dry from speaking so much. And actually, I'm gonna grab more apple because it looks like... And we'll play it by ear. I should be good to get through the rest of my bins. Alright, I will be right back, folks. Alright, I'm back. We should be good on apples, but like I said, we'll play it by ear. Oh, here, Tennyson, if you're still having troubles with, Diploptera, this is how I have them set up. I need to do a substrate change on them. But, I'm keeping them mostly dry. I'm keeping them like a hisser, pretty much. Just with more, fiber materials, leaf litter, mulch, bark. Only trouble I'm having now is getting into their bin. I'm still there. I need to keep them a bit more humid because it looks like they're having troubles molting. But other than that, they're still breeding nicely. I really want more Diploptera in the hobby, really bad. I would probably sell my kidney for some new ones right about now. Very underrated species, and they've become pretty rare in the hobby recently. I don't see a lot of people who have them anymore. I have to send some more to Satchel, too. You can see all of them running around. And they just carelessly cross the Vaseline border. I need to get some silicone oil or something. Oh yeah, that is right. I forgot you got a booster from the Hijager. So yeah, you should be set. Right here we have another Portentosa pure colony. This is not Portentosa. Gramphorina Portentosa Limberlost Exotics Mahogany. Tennyson, do you have these yet? If not, I need to send you some if you'd like some. They're very pretty. Very bright orange and that mahogany color. Oh yeah, there's a good look at them. I don't know if this is just because of how I'm keeping them, but the males of this strain specifically seem to be really small. But that could just be because they're in a 20-quart bin. Got lots of nymphs and stuff, though. They're doing pretty good. I also need to do a substrate change on these guys here soon. You can see the frass starting to pile up in the corners. Yeah, that's what I figured too. I wasn't sure if other people were noticing that. I just started realizing it the past few weeks that the males are really small compared to even just like UCRs. I think yeah, you might be right on that. Yeah, let me set this male aside, and then when I get to my when we get to the Clevelands, I'll pull out my one of the males in there, and we can compare it. There, we can put him in the back. You guys can look at him. Oh wait, I didn't drop any apple in here. Oh, and here's a reel I did on them the other day, the Hormetica Stramosa, my beloved. These guys are doing lovely for me. So it's hard to tell how humid I'm keeping them, but if you dig down a bit, it gets more humid. So I keep their sump straight, a bit more humid than the surface. And I'm starting to have them die off because I think I've had adults for like, I don't know, like 8 months now, I think. I get the Cleveland, I still get major males for my other Portentosa colonies in 20 quarts. Not as often as when I was using 54 quarts for hissers. But in, even in 20 quarts, I still get them here and there. Just very rarely. I like to just toss their food underneath their little piece of bark slab. Yeah, Tennyson, I still think you're a madman for using 54 quarts for all the hissers. The 20 quart method is the new meta. Right here we have my Liptorina chopardii colony. Lovely species. I've started getting more nymphs from them, although I think TJ snatched most of those up. But that's okay. I have lots of females ready to give birth. They just take their sweet time. But very underrated hisser, very small. I did have a major male in here of these that was really impressive. Is it? No, this isn't much of a major male. Yeah, I guess you could say that's a major male. Maybe that's just a minor male on the left side. I'm actually switching to 80 quarts right now. You're insane, dude. I don't even think Kyle uses 80 quarts. He uses the 10-gallon tanks, which I'm gonna be setting up a few 10 gallons for like Blabberus and stuff, just for fun. Because with bin setups, you can't really interact with roaches as much as you'd probably like, so I think the tanks will be fun to have, just so I can look at them more. Just like Tennyson, I moved the Blabberus species Honduras into a 32 quart right here to make some space, and they're doing just fine in it. There's a lot of Kenyans in here too, but they're breeding nicely. The younger nymphs grow pretty quick, but man, that took forever to get babies. I remember I would message you on Instagram every once in a while and say, they molted. Definitely love this Blabberus though. 40-gallon tote. Yeah, these could definitely be kept in a larger bin, but just for my space and stuff, I have to deal with this for now. But that's why I've been culling nymphs, using them as feeders and selling them. Lots of little Kenyans in here. There's also Porcelio dilatatus in here, and there's even some Elliptorina javanica in here somehow. I have no idea. I'm still curious if this is giganteus, because they get quite large. I have a few more Blabberus species now, and these are ginormous compared to them. Yeah, that is true. I'll move up, end up with hundreds upon hundreds. I need to get like a scooper instead of using my hands. Yeah, I've heard people using rats for blabberous and stuff. I used to, when I first got into the hobby, I was really interested in trying out chicken hearts for roaches. But nowadays, with how unsanitary meats are in the U.S., I don't know if that'd be a good idea. Yeah, I'd assume they eat a lot of, they like their protein, so yeah. That's pretty awesome, though. It's like a, oh yeah, there's harlequins in here, too. What do you know? I'm actually going to pick that out and feed it to the frogs real quick. Because I've been trying to get them out of there. This is like my free range bin with 6 species or so. Got another 32 quart bin. This is the Archimandridia CF marmorata. I have them labeled as CF marmorata because I think that's the only other species it could be. Because I think a lot of the other ones are Nomen nudum or whatever it's called. But these are pretty much the same size as the species Honduras. And I'm also cohabiting them with Luki Hormetica subcincta, but the subcincta stay in the substrate for the most part. And I'm still waiting on babies from these guys, but I saw some female. Oh, there's a subcincta right here. Adult male. Very pretty. Still waiting on more, but like I said, they stay more in the substrate. The scaber, I was gonna message you about that. I put them in Eurytotus floridana colonies, and one of them dried out too much because I didn't put any sphagnum moss in there for a moist corner, and I killed the Excaliburs or whatever it's called. But I still have red edges; they're still persisting. So I'll probably need another restart of those, and I'll probably set them up in a typical isopod bin and then select some out and throw them in for a cohab. Oh, heck yeah. That's awesome. The Cook Farm locality. I really want to get some, yeah, just toss in a large group. That's on my part for, trying to cohab. Like I've said, over this past 6 months, I've been trying to try out new cohabs to save space. Because unlike having a full garage to have 54 quart bins, I can't really do that. I can give them a little bit more apple. What am I doing? Oh, I just realized I skipped over the Cleveland bin. We'll have to go back to that real quick so I can do their care. Out of those two, I do like the Excalibur more. Those are practically just mini white Hoffman's Eggy Eye. They're amazing. I was not expecting them to be that bright and colorful in person, and it really put me to shame my thoughts on Porcelio Scaber. All right, so we have LLE Mahogany Portentosa, and then we just have a regular, that's like a minor male. Here's next to a average size Cleveland. And then we have the major male, or no, that's not a major male. Where's he at? Where's the big guy? He's in here somewhere. Yeah, the one that I lost is the one I preferred. I like the red edges, just the Excalibur are the ones I liked a lot more out of the two. And these guys just started breeding for me too. And I keep these with Armadillo Officinalis orange or red, I don't even know. I got them from someone on Discord, and they didn't seem to know what was going on. But I'm really loving Armadillo. They are beautiful. Very large. I didn't realize how large they were. I wonder if the male died, and I just didn't realize it. There's more officinalis under the driftwood. Oh, wait, no, this is the major male. I'm just dumb. Slightly major male. But yeah. That's crazy, because it came from the same line, but I'm going to go with TJ's word, and they were probably line breeding and stuff for the colors, and that probably just turned out to be how it was. I could pull Kyle's nightmare right now and just leave this male in here. We'll put him back in his mahogany bin. Yeah, so now I just need to get the plum strain, and I'll have every pure portentosa until Kyle releases more. But that something tells me it's going to be another decade before that ever happens, because that dude's insane in the membrane, some would say. I like the tiger type phenotypes you get in the red edge, but the mini hawks are very appealing as well. Yeah, that would have been a more appealing strain name, just mini hawks. That's like a perfect strain name instead of Excalibur. I don't even know what Excalibur stands for. I don't know if it was some Latin term he went with. Man, these Clevelands are very pretty. Very pretty. Oh, I already gave them apple. Man, I'm all over the place with these. I was gonna message you once I have some more funds, or if you just want to toss them in my next box. I would gladly take some hybrid Hyssermorphs. I'm not against it at all. I am down for it anytime, TJ. Right here we have Oxyhaula diesta, and these sadly are the reason why I have forward flies. It has sprung from this colony. TJ, Tennyson, does your dad still have these? I wasn't sure if he still does. But if not, they breed really well for me. I'm mostly interested in... Oh, excuse me. I'm really interested in a quad genetic. I don't know if that's the right term. But the ones where it consists of the 4 different species of genera, the Princessia, Elliptorina, Aeluropoda, and then Portentosa. That would be awesome to have. A hybrid hister that has all 4 genetics mixed into one. Now that is one that I would really love to see. I'm gonna give these guys some new dog food. I just keep these on dog food. A lot of the feeder roaches, if you just keep them on dog food and moist, they stay happy. And there's another escaped Eurycotis floridana. What do you know? Yeah, please make a quadribrid. That would be amazing. We got Paraplaneta americana, and they need more dog food before they pull out a weapon on me. Tennyson, I forgot to mention, I still need Kyle's line of magic potion. I forgot to have you send those in the last one so I can cohab these. I'll have I have a lot of stuff I have to send you in the spring. Your Sferilo, the Cordovas, and I'll probably have a bunch of other stuff for you. It looks like I'm gonna have to redo my Elliptorina bin because there is, I don't know if you guys can see it, there is grain mites everywhere. Because of the stupid Tenebrio, yeah, they're just piling up, unfortunately. Oh, what is this? Do you guys see this little beetle in here? Huh. Potential grain pest, everyone. Oh, yeah, and the white pigeons, yep. I might just send you the rest of mine, because they haven't bred yet, and I don't know if they will by spring or whatever. Okay, well, we got a potential grain pest. Let me grab a deli cup. Let me see if I can give him some dog food and stuff. It looks like a longhorn beetle of some type. Wow, that's awesome. I'll have to get some better photos and try to get that ID'd. I still need to get the fungus stored grain pest from TJ, now that he's offering them. Yeah, these grain mites are getting bad in here. I need to get rid of them. I was just reading up in the chat real quick. These are doing good for me as always. I have tons of nymphs, tons of Kenyans in here. I revived my Wisman mealworms by throwing them in here. I don't know how. Because I was down to like one adult beetle and I just tossed it in here and it somehow made a comeback. I can't remember if humidity attracts grain mites or gets rid of them, but these guys need a good mist right now. Oh yeah, you need the Javanica back. I always have plenty. I always have plenty. It doesn't look like I have a lot, but trust me, there's a lot in here. I'm not going to give these guys a lot of food because they've not been devouring it. Oh, they do like humidity. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. I have to redo this bin, like, really badly. I need to cull the Kenyans and Tenebrio out of here, just so I can have a nice, big, fat colony of Elliptorina like I used to, like, 6 months ago. Oh, I need to get my cranium. This is Blabris craniifers from UCR with some Armadillidium paraci. Not sure if the paraci are going to do well in here long term, but the past few weeks they've been doing well, so we'll see. As I've already said before, I'm trying out a whole bunch of new cohabs to see, just to test the limits of the water. Yeah, I almost lost the Wismans too. I was keeping them in a traditional mealworm way on some chicken feed and dog food. That didn't work because the grain mites started going after them and whatnot. So then I switched over to a substrate with rotting wood and stuff. Also did prove out to not work that well. So then I just tossed in my remaining ones that were like very ill mealworms into my Elliptorina, and now 6 months later they're boosting in numbers, going insane. So yeah, I don't know. Mealworms are weird sometimes. Same as my Tenebrio obscuras. I got some from TJ, doing really well. Then they started dying off, so then I threw them in a bin, and now there's hundreds, if not thousands. Yeah, I don't know, dude. They're just weird. Oh, and the Elliptorina enclosure has mycelium colonizing the substrate, so the Kenyans probably aren't enjoying that. Looks like flower pot fungus once again. Excuse me. This is Deropeltis pollinoi. Tennyson, I should have these ready by summer for you. They're laying tons of ooths, so I'm just waiting. And I'm also cohabbing these with Armadillidium maculatum, the Italian hobby stock from TJ, and also Blabris giganteus from PA University. Holy moly, that's a lot of zebras. But these Blabberus, man, are taking their sweet time to mature. Probably will be another year before I get adults. But these Daropeltis are very pretty. I especially love the males. They look like Archiblatta. Like, that's a mini Archiblatta right there. From the yellow, that's funny too for the paradox, because I killed all of mine. I had them set up with a Parkablatta species and it dried out. For whatever reason, I can just not get humidity right with isopods. I also killed 100% of my Troglodillos that I spent 150 for. I just am not having good luck with isopods. Yeah, that's also good, because what do you know? I killed the A. Floridana from a Apache or whatever it was. I wonder if people are plotting against TJ and are purposely giving him all males to add to the TJ lore. We're running low on water. Hopefully I can make it through the next few bins that are left. The universe hates me. They're against you keeping roaches. So they gotta patronize you with the isopod troubles. And then here are the Gynecaphorum. Come on, let's see a colony raid. Come on. There's so many in here. Oh yeah, there goes all the babies flooding out of the substrate. It's because I use cocoa fiber. Cocoa fiber can be a very useful tool. And it's unfortunate that people can't see past the fact that it's not nutritional. I purposely buy it for certain species like Aranavega. I use it for the frogs, obviously. Stickbug eggs now. I'm not advising to use cocoa fiber for isopod substrates, obviously, but ever since the isopod hobby craze, people are just against cocoa fiber for everything. Yeah, exactly. It's good for almost anything except millipedes. And I would say isopods, but TJ breeds very rare isopods on it just fine. Yeah, I'm out of water. Good thing this is the last bin. Give them a big ol' splash of dog food and some apple left for me. And really quick, since I'm on the live stream, before we end things, I'm gonna give you guys a little special part and you guys get to watch me feed the frogs. These lovely guys. They always pop up once in a while on the Instagram, but a more in-depth time for them. And we're gonna give them... Here, let's do a little poll, guys. Should I feed them Eurycotis floridana today? Or red goblin roaches? Put in the chat. Red goblin roaches or Eurycotis floridana? One of the two. The E. floridana. What do you think, Tennyson and Diana? Not only are we in the real frog hours, guys, we have a potential longhorn grain pest from the Leptorhina bin. If this turns out to be a longhorn grain pest, this would be amazing. Alright, looks like we're gonna go with E. floridana, but for streaming, yeah, I'm just using my iPhone. You can use a computer to set it up for like to set what time you want it, but you just hop on your phone and start live streaming it. And then I just spam the links and promos and stuff. Alright, so Floridana it is. Let me grab some calcium for them too. Where'd my calcium cup go? There she is. Yeah, Tennyson, you surely should. I'd like to see some more content from you. And your dad and stuff, too. I'd like to see some gecko stuff, because eventually I'll get more reptiles, just not until I'm on my own. I want to focus on the bug stuff for now. Get the calcium. You can already see the frogs going nuts, and I think I've told some people, but this next coming year, I'm going to be breeding these guys. Kyle's buddy gifted me this male, Bruno, that keeps hopping away. And then I'm going to be breeding it with Tyson, this big old female. The goddess of the enclosure. Then we got BB, her brother. We have entered the frog hours of the stream, guys. No, BB, do not hop in the Floridana enclosure. Get back. Yeah, reptiles have a lot of care. That's another reason. I go out of town a lot during summer and stuff, so just wouldn't make sense. But in the future, I definitely want more reptiles. You want it, buddy? And we got the new babies that I got a few months ago. We have a little guy and then a Gumbus back there. And they're hungry little fellers. Very hungry frogs. And Tennyson, if you ever want some White's tree frogs in the future, just let me know, because I'll probably have a lot to spare. I don't know if amphibians are of interest to you and your father. Oh yeah, that's right, that you're the Costa Rica property. That's amazing. Man, Kyle's gonna be hounding you. Looks like there's a frog shed right here. That's pretty for the YouTube chat, there you go. Frog skin. You know what? I'll toss it in the Eurycotis enclosure, see if they'll eat it. What phenotypes? I have to do more research. So Tyson and BB are just wild types. Let me grab Gumbus. Gumbus and little guy have snowflake genetics in them, just not very prominent. You can see, it's hard to see on him, but he has snowflakes. And then I have to talk to Kyle about Bruno. I have no idea about him. He's the one that's camera shy. Here's Bruno. Oh. But I'm gonna breed Tyson, the wild type, to Bruno, which has some. He doesn't have. He might have snowflake genetics. He's very green. Man, he's being really camera shy today. Here he is. Hey, Tyson, don't bite him. That's your future boyfriend. And partner for life. I'm trying to get more food for them. Yeah, I'm excited to visit soon and go fishing out there. It's 20 minutes from the coast too, so I'm gonna try and hit saltwater fishing. I would say Gumbus is the one that has the good blue/green snowflake genes. Not crazy snowflakes like the super snowflakes or the gold ones, just spotting here and there. Not saying you have to get some from me, but if they're ever of interest, it's looking like I'm going to have a lot. All right, let me grab some more feeders for them. And the calcium. So here's a good example, TJ, of me using roaches with defenses as feeders. Hold up, my mother is saying something. I know, I'll be done in a minute. So yeah, I'm not sure. I read that as Archaeblada. Is Archaeblada in Costa Rica, or is that a different genus, or did you misspell that? Oh, Tyson, you missed that one. Maybe Gumbus, or not Gumbus. Bruno will get him. Come on, Tyson, you got it. She doesn't like when I use calcium, but they need it. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about. I just had a blank there for a second of what you were... I've seen it on the what is it called? Not Roach Forum, the species file before, when I was scrolling through there. There's probably so much stuff Tennyson could get his hands on. Another thing I would like to see, I don't even know if it exists, but I want to see more South American isopods in the hobby. I don't know if that's a thing, if there's a lot of stuff down there. I know there's more Venezillos in Mexico and stuff, but that's not really South America. Dang, little guy just took a big one, and the other frogs are trying to steal it from him. Here you go, baby. I'm trying to get this other one that's hiding around the branch. Also, what do you all think of the new and updated enclosure? I redid it over the summer, and I think it turned out pretty nice. The new background and branches. It's actually branches from an autumn olive, which is invasive in Michigan, so that's a plus to the setup. God dang it, the Eurycotus dig down. Thanks, DJ.